So the first skill is the ability to analyze. All of the best producers are very, very good at analyzing, and they maybe don't even know it. Now, there are a million different ways that we can analyze as music producers. For example, I can listen to a beat on a major album. I can listen to it and identify, okay, what is it about this beat that got picked over this beat? Why is this beat better than my beat? All of these things, all of these questions, all of these why questions allow you to really, really identify ways you can improve. You can learn so much just from listening to an album and turning your brain on. Instead of you just listening to an autopilot mode, ask yourself these questions and you're gonna learn so much. Analyzing music is very important at getting better at making music yourself. But there's also a lot of other important information that you have to be analyzing as a producer. So for example, why did that person in my DMs seem so keen to buy a beat but I didn't close the sale? These type of questions, because when you're constantly analyzing these things, you're learning. I actually know, me personally, last week a few people were messaging me to buy beats and I didn't close any of them. And I was pissed off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I analyzed it. A lot of them asked for the price and I just gave them the price straight away because I thought I'm just going to answer their question. But then I was talking to my friends who are very good at sales and they were like, no bro, you don't just tell them the price straight away. You want to ask them a few more questions, try and qualify them a bit more, blah, blah, blah. But something as small as that, a little tweak there is going to make me a lot more money as a producer. And that's why analysis is such an important skill. The most powerful way to use this is just to identify weaknesses and fix them, all right? You don't want to be a 10 out of 10 at making music, but you're a 0 out of 10 at networking. You're a 0 out of 10 at sending emails. You're a 0 out of 10 at making YouTube videos, right? You want to be like a 7 out of 10 across the board. I would put money on the 7 out of 10 guy any day of the week, rather than one person who's just good at music, but he's bad at making everything else. But yeah, going back to analyzing music, you can also analyze trends. So I noticed that every year in the music industry, there's sort of these little sub trends or micro trends that go on in the sound. So for example, last year it was very popular, the whole soul vintage samples, and it's still kind of popular this year, but last year it was really, really popular. So paying attention to the music that's coming out, paying attention to the YouTube tutorials or the loop kits people are making, when you analyze this stuff, then you can also position yourself where the opportunities are. But yeah, without the ability to analyze, you're not going to be able to identify these important things and then progress on them. So the next skill, which is my personal favorite, is being quick, moving with speed, moving with urgency, okay? It is so important. All of the best producers are quick. Someone posts a story and they need loops for Lil Baby and they post it 3 minutes ago. Send it straight away. Don't do what I used to do, which is screenshot it on my phone because I'm laying in bed and I can't be asked. And then like 24 hours later, send the pack. Stupid. He's not going to open it. It's 24 hours. Maybe he's already sent the pack 22 hours ago, right? You want to be super quick. In my broadcast channel, I actually asked for Lil Baby loops and my friend Flex sent them straight away. And I was like, this is the reason why this guy has so many good songs. He was straight away, he was quick, he put the odds in his favor, and I used like 6 of the loops. And then there was people who sent me stuff like 2 days later. Like it's just so important to be quick. Future calls Metro Boomin for a beat. He's gonna get on that shit straight away. He's not gonna take like 8 business days to make it, because moving quickly and moving with speed is so beneficial for everyone, because it means Future can finish the song quicker, he can finish the album quicker, he can get it out, then he can start working on the next album. It's so important. And really, there are 3 types of speeds. This is actually something that I sort of realized myself the other day. How long does it take you to turn the idea into reality? So for example, I want to make a weekly loop list. How long does it take for you to say, I want to do this, for you to actually do it? I know people who are like, yeah, I want to make content, and like a year's passed, they haven't uploaded one fucking video. Like, bro, that is the absolute opposite of speed. Then the next part is, how quickly is this actually achieved, right? So this YouTube video, it could take me like 3 days to record and edit it, or I can do it in a few hours, right? And then the last thing is, how quickly can you get into the next task? So after I do this YouTube video, then I'm going to record another YouTube video, and then I'm going to edit it, blah, 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 and then I'm going to do another task. But if I was slow, maybe this YouTube video comes out in 2 weeks, and it's shit, right? It's delaying progress, it's pointless, it's stupid. The last point, which forces you to move quickly, is just by setting deadlines. The shorter the deadline is, the less time you have to get it done, and the quicker you're naturally going to move. So for example, right now, I've got my daily tasks written, and the deadline is I have to do them before I go to sleep. So this is just going to force me to move quicker than if I didn't have a deadline at all, or if maybe the deadline was 3 days for these tasks instead of 1 day. But yeah, there's a quote, no deadline, no identity. It's very, very true. Without a deadline, it's just hard to get meaningful stuff done. It's hard to progress. So that is my point for speed. Very, very important. Now, the last point is persistence, okay? You might be thinking, oh, I don't want to hear him talk about persistence. Let me explain this point in a way that I don't think people have explained it before, right? So unlike e-commerce or something, or OnlyFans management or some shit, there is a massive time delay as a producer, okay? You can be working very hard. You can be working harder than everybody else in the industry, but your results aren't going to reflect that yet. If you're not persistent, you're going to end up giving up. You're going to end up looking at this business model, looking at that business model, and then going to that instead, and then you've just wasted your time. What you need to understand is, if you're working hard, if you're moving a certain way, you're already a Billboard producer. You're already a platinum producer. It's just time hasn't caught up to you yet. That's really what it is. You are more skilled than the money you're making and the placements you've got and the achievements you've got. It's just there's a delay, and that delay can be 6 months, it can be a year. But it's super important to remain persistent and to remember this, because if you don't, you're going to crash out and you're going to give up. So yeah, be patient. But with that being said, don't be fucking slow. A hit song isn't going to fall out of the sky and magically change your life. Don't sit there and think that, oh, I'm persistent, it's going to happen soon. Like, don't be delusional, right? I'm just saying, don't give up and throw your toys too early, because this is how it happens. I reckon next year, a song is going to come out that I produced, and I made the loop in like 2021. I'm actually pretty confident that will happen. Or maybe 2022. Like, that's a 3-year delay. Imagine this song is like an absolute life-changing song, but in between here and here, I quit. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you just have to understand there is a delay. It's like success is a lagging indicator. It's true. It just hasn't caught up to you yet. But yeah, it's important to remain persistent, and it's important to remain persistent with everything. Not necessarily even getting placements. Like, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about uploading content, making reels, DMing people, all of these other things. Just remain persistent with it, and you will see the progress. The last example I want to end this on is, I was just talking to someone on Instagram, and I was like, he was telling me, yeah, bro, so I'm posting tight beats, and that's helping me get traffic to my beat store. And I told him, I was like, yeah, bro, that's great. You should also post TikToks, and you should also post reels to promote your beats so you can get even more traffic. And he was like, yeah, bro, I tried posting one TikTok and it didn't do very well, so I stopped. I was like, what, bro? I posted one TikTok. Like, that's not how it fucking works. You're not gonna post one video and you're just gonna magically get 10,000 people to your beat store. That is not how it works. I think I've posted 150, 200 reels or TikToks or whatever the fuck, and like 2 or 3 of them did pretty well. It's like, why would you... Don't be that person who isn't persistent and just gives up. Because if this person was persistent, let's say he uploaded this TikTok 6 months ago. If he was persistent, he would have 10,000 people on his beat store by now. If you posted a reel for 6 months in a row, you would have way more sales, way more people on your beat store than compared to if you just quit. So it's literally just proof. You have to be persistent. Don't give up straight away. Don't post 4 TikToks and give up. Don't make 4 loops and give up. You have to be in it for the long run. You have to be patient, but also don't be delusional and think that someone's coming to save you and the universe is magically going to reward you for sitting back and doing nothing, because that's not how it works. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, join my broadcast channel. I'm talking about all of this stuff in there in more detail. Leave a like and a comment as well. I really would appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.